Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to address the elephant in the room. You, sir, look fantastic. Also, we are going to talk about why the Emperor of the Empire of Bahrut, Jircniv, ruined Farlord El-Nix, seriously thought that he could beat Ainz Ooal Gown despite being described as fairly clever. But before we're going to do so, let me thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. Now with that said, Jircniv is described to be an incredibly intelligent man, and he has proven this time and time again by taking over the empire, consolidating power, and then reforming the state into a more and more meritocratic and booming nation under his absolute, unquestionable rule. But somehow he still thought he could beat Ainz. And at first this seems a very strange thing, considering that he had seen how Aura and Mare appeared out of nowhere, riding a gigantic majestic dragon into the courtyard of the Imperial Palace in blatant disregard of the now powerless air force of the Empire. Mare then proceeded to kill the elite Imperial Guard and their leader, the strongest of the 4 Imperial Knights. Later the Emperor was invited into the Great Tomb of Nezarec and witnessed the awesome might of its fearsome elite force. He saw the Floor Guardians and the many powerful creatures filling the throne room to the absolute brim, at least in the novels, and he witnessed the control Ainz has over all of them. And Jircniv also saw how Ainz created another of the dozens upon dozens of Death Knights that were already lining the walls of the throne room with absolute ease. And he knew that this thing was beyond even Fluda Paradane's control. He also realized that the strongest magic caster of his own empire, a legendary court wizard, serving the realm for over 200 years, defected to the Sorcerer King. And he saw the strongest spell, wiping out an army with ease, without utilizing the Death Knights or the Soul Eaters Ainz Ooal Gown has brought with him, which was a clear and undeniable statement of his might. And merely witnessing the massacre on the Cuts Plain led to hundreds upon hundreds of elite knights of the Empire leaving the Imperial Legion. And again, even a reasonably smart man should have realized by now how powerful Ainz Ooal Gown is. And well, to be honest, Jircniv kinda did realize that he was outmatched, but also the Emperor lacked any real understanding of the power that Ainz Ooal Gown truly wielded. He understood that Death Knights and dragons were beyond his empire, but he had also incredible problems contextualizing the power of the Floor Guardians, or really any of the stronger beings Ainz Ooal Gown has, because Jircniv grew up in the New World, where the power limit was much lower, even level 30, which is considered a mark of an absolute weakling by the Great Tomb of Nezarec standard, were seen as legendary heroes by the New World standards, and if a human could even breach level 30, he would be considered to be in the realm of heroes, something considered to be the pinnacle of human capability. Additionally, while Death Knights were strong, they could be defeated by massed aerial bombardment. Send a couple of casters with the Fly and Fireball spell after them, and even dozens upon dozens of Death Knights should crumble eventually. All Jircniv's Imperial Legions would have to do is to manage their aggro so that they don't rampage through nearby cities, and evacuate the civilians and weaker fighters so that no Squire zombies and other normal zombies would be created by this Death Knight rampaging through the nation. Furthermore, and this is also key, the Empire had to constantly fight in order to survive, and was founded after the 13 heroes defeated the evil deities that also devastated entire nations. So even legendary threats had been beaten before, and the very existence of the Empire of Bahrut has proven that the legends are at least somewhat true. Also, Fluda Paradane could bear witness to all of this, and although he betrayed Jircniv, the institution that he had created, alongside all of the fine 3rd to 5th tiered magic casters were still there, and Jircniv still had his army, his wider army, the 8 Imperial Legions, and his air guard, a strong empire with a strong and ever-expanding economy, the backing of his people, and other aces in his sleeve, such as Gojin, and he had also contact to the Assassin Order of Iliangia. Furthermore, he has seen that the Sorcerer King could be at least checked and even forced to at least partially limit his otherwise absolute rule over the very territory that the Sorcerer King just killed over 180,000 people in order to claim as his, simply by Mormon threatening violence if the Sorcerer King won't comply. He also saw how Mormon drove off the Archfiend Yaldabaoth from Rhea's ties, and how even this troubled kingdom was able to resist such a powerful foe. And Mormon was, just from Jircniv's perspective alone, a mere human man. And also from his perspective, one single adamantite adventurer. And the Empire had adamantite ranked adventurers of its very own, namely Silver Thread Bird, who indeed were disgusted by the thought of serving Ainz Ooal Gown, and therefore would resist him on their very own. And just like Mormon killed Honyoponyoku, Silver Thread Bird destroyed the Radiant Crawler, so Jircniv had an actual reason to believe that both are at least somewhat equal. But in addition to all of this, Jircniv truly realized that his empire alone wouldn't be strong enough to win. That's why he wanted to form a great alliance with the Kingdom of Rhea's ties, and its other 2 adamantite ranked adventurer teams, and the Theocracy of Slain, with all of its might, scriptures, and godkins, as well as any other human state such as the Holy Kingdom or the Kanazo City-State Alliance if they are willing to. And Jircniv's plan for all of its shortcomings came really far, but in the end it didn't even matter, because Ainz's brilliant display of obliviousness had broken the alliance before it even could start. So the reason why Jircniv believed that he could beat Ainz Ooal Gown was not only that he couldn't contextualize the strength that Ainz Ooal Gown has, but also he partially fell for another trick of Ainz Ooal Gown, namely masquerading as Mormon and later using Mormon as an assurance to the human population. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, B There, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Phil Ralshivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, Chromius, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Inshikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantum, Paz Sonich, Primus 11, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.